Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Men are free. The author of this quotation today would probably say people are free. And human life begins on the far side of despair. That, of course, is a famous quotation from a preeminent 20th century French philosopher. That philosopher went on to say, in another way, to be is to act. In other words, all we are, from at least one perspective, is the sum of our actions. Put yet another way, what you do is what you believe, and everything else is just cottage cheese. I found Judge Jackson to be smart, well-versed in the law, and how can I put this? Extraordinarily deft and artful in her ability to speak at length without saying anything of substance on critical questions, especially the limits of judicial power and the importance of judicial restraint. That is not a characteristic solely of Judge Jackson's testimony. It seems that many of our nominees, not just for the United States Supreme Court, have adopted that approach for some time under other administrations. I regret that. For that reason, I spent a lot of time reading Judge Jackson's opinions. She hasn't written a lot of law review articles. That's not a criticism. She just hasn't. And I did take a look at the piece she wrote when she was much younger. But given the length of time, I put more emphasis on reading her opinions. And my conclusion is, and I think the best evidence of that, if you take a look at, read one opinion by the judge, I would encourage you to read Make the Road New York case, which was her case on immigration. Well written, but I think her true feelings about the limits of judicial power are expressed in that opinion. She was reversed by the D.C. Circuit Court of Appeals. I don't agree with the judge on where, based on her opinion, she draws the limits of judicial power, and I don't think she places as great an importance as I do on judicial restraint in a Madisonian system of checks and balances and separation of powers, and for that reason I will be voting no. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.